Pompeii in 79 AD was a lively Roman city by the Bay of Naples. The streets were full of life, with merchants arguing over prices, artisans showing off their work, and children laughing as they ran between the busy shoppers. Above it all, Mount Vesuvius towered, a silent guardian that had watched over the city for centuries. Pompeii was no ordinary town. Its villas were decorated with colorful frescoes, mosaics that told stories of myths and daily life, and bathhouses that offered comfort and a place for people to connect. The markets were filled with goods from all over the Mediterranean, including olive oil, wine, and exotic spices. Life here to the people of Pompeii felt safe, secure, eternal. But on the morning of August 24th, this vibrant city would start its journey into history. The day began like any other. Bakers made bread for the local shops. The forum buzzed with activity as politicians and traders talked and traded, and families went about their daily routines. Yet there were signs, subtle and almost unnoticeable, that something was wrong. A faint tremor shook the ground, enough to rattle dishes in the cupboard, but not enough to raise alarm. After all, minor earthquakes were common in the area. Most people shrugged it off, thinking it was just the usual quirks of nature. By mid-afternoon, the signs grew stronger. Birds stopped singing, and strange sulfur smells filled the air, carried down from Vesuvius by an unsettlingly calm breeze. Farmers noticed their animals acting strangely, sheep bleating loudly and dogs restless and anxious. And still, the people went about their day. Markets bustled, temples held prayers, and the public baths were filled with chatter and laughter. Life continued, unaware of the ticking clock above. Unbeknownst to the citizens, Vesuvius was far from inactive. Beneath its calm surface, pressure had been building for centuries. Molten rock, volcanic gas, and ash were pushing their way upward, straining against the Earth's crust. Slowly but surely, the mountain was preparing to unleash one of the most catastrophic eruptions in human history. The first ominous sign came just after the midday meal. A violent tremor shook the ground, strong enough to crack the walls of buildings. People rushed into the streets, pointing nervously at the mountain. Then came the sound, a deep, rumbling roar that seemed to rise from the depths of the earth. It was the kind of sound that not only filled the air, but also made the ground vibrate beneath their feet. All eyes turned to Vesuvius. At exactly 1 p.m., the mountain erupted. A massive column of ash and pumice shot miles into the sky, taking the shape of a towering pine tree. For a moment, the city stood still, its inhabitants captivated by the sight. Then came the realization, this was no ordinary storm. This was death. Panic spread through the streets. Some fled immediately, rushing toward the city gates in a desperate attempt to escape. Others stood frozen, unsure of what to do, their minds struggling to grasp what was happening. By late afternoon, ash began raining down on Pompeii, turning daylight into an eerie twilight. The air grew thick, choking. Breathing became painful as particles filled lungs. Roofs began to collapse under the weight of accumulating debris, sending people screaming into the streets. Those who stayed behind took refuge where they could, beneath staircases, in cellars, hoping against hope that the fury might pass. But Vesuvius wasn't finished. As evening fell, the eruption entered its deadliest phase. Superheated gas, ash, and rock surged down the mountainside in pyroclastic flows, unstoppable waves of destruction moving faster than the speediest horse. Temperatures soared above 400 degrees Celsius, burning everything in their path. The screams that had filled the air just minutes before were silenced. Pompeii fell within moments, buried under meters of ash and pumice. By midnight, the eruption began to fade, its fury exhausted. What was once a vibrant city had turned into a silent, buried tomb. Streets where children had run and played were buried under a thick layer of volcanic ash. Villas that had echoed with laughter and conversation were entombed, their occupants frozen in their last moments. For centuries, Pompeii lay forgotten. Time passed, and nature reclaimed the land, covering the ruins with vegetation. But in 1599, excavation work accidentally uncovered frescoes, offering the first glimpse of a lost world. Centuries later, organized archaeological digs would reveal the full extent of the tragedy. Today, Pompeii stands as one of the world's most haunting archaeological sites. Plaster casts, human shapes locked in their final moments, give silent testimony to the desperation and terror of those last hours. Pottery, tools, and artifacts preserved by the ash offer a vivid snapshot of life at the height of the Roman Empire. The tragic beauty of Pompeii lies not just in its ruins, but in its resilience, reminding us that even in the face of devastation, the stories of the past can shape our future. But beyond the artifacts, Pompeii offers lessons. It reminds us of the immense power of nature, its ability to create, but also to destroy. It reminds us that even the most vibrant, confident, and advanced societies are not immune to catastrophe. As you walk through the ruins of Pompeii today, it's impossible not to feel the weight of history pressing down. The walls whisper echoes of a vibrant city, of lives lived with purpose and passion, unaware that their end was so close. For Pompeii, life ended in an instant. Yet its lessons endure, etched in stone, preserved in ash, and carried on the winds of history. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content like this.